Oh, I guess we're live now. What's up, guys? You guys are listening to Certainly Cynical. Mike J here with my co-host, John.
Yo, we back at it again with the back at it again.
Is that really how we're going to start the
Don't
episode?
you look at me that way.
See, that's it. You see, so you give Bruno one shot with the mic, and now he thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah.
See, now he's got like he's got the stink face right now. So no, okay. You got nothing to say? No, you got nothing to say because you got no mic. No, all jokes aside, it was a very productive and fun 5th episode. So we want to thank our special guest, Bruno.
Thank you, Bruno.
Thank you, Bruno.
Fucking welcome.
We're welcome, he says.
Maybe I'll have you reoccurring.
Maybe not.
Later on.
Maybe not.
No? You
No.
want to? Okay, fine.
So in other news, John is. I would have let you said this, but I'm gonna say it. You're sick as fuck.
Yeah.
So we basically have him quarantined in the asthma,
If I sound
realm.
like shit, it's because I'm sick.
or it's just because you sound
Actually,
like shit.
everyone like around me is sick. It's around this time of year that people get sick.
Yeah. So you see everybody's sneezing right now, and I'm
my
trying not to get
God.
sick. What?
I forgot.
What?
I was gonna mention this to you before we recorded,
And now we're doing it live. So what's the deal?
Okay, 2016 has been horrible. We lost a bunch of fucking people. We lost Prince. We lost Muhammad Ali. Did we lose David Bowie? Died this year too, right?
Yep.
David Bowie,
Mm-hmm.
Fife Dog, and we also lost Craig Sager yesterday. We
Oh,
recorded
shit.
Friday. So our
Yeah.
deepest
Rest in peace, Craig
condolences
Sager.
and prayers to the
Sager family and
his friends.
The
who
network.
It was a phenomenal person.
Yeah, good call on
We've
that because
watched Craig Sager. I've watched Craig Sager since I was a little kid because I love basketball. So his post interviews were always great, full of positive energy. I have him tied in first place with Steve Harvey for suit game being on 100 because his suit game was amazing.
him and Don Cherry, he does hockey. He's like the hockey Craig Sager. But yeah, his suits were pretty sick.
His suit game is on point. So rest in peace to Craig Sager,
Yeah.
man.
He was the only one that could get answers out of Greg Popovich.
He was the only friend of Greg Popovich.
Yeah, probably. He was
so-
probably. I mean,
Yeah.
even Tim Duncan, I don't think was as good friends with
Yeah.
Popovich as Sager was.
I don't know about that, but yeah, man.
No, good call on
you
that
know,
because
fuck
I mean,
cancer, fuck any disease that's terminal.
I know he was fighting with leukemia for a while.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so sorry we had to start off on a somber note,
yeah,
but
well,
I just reminded myself about it because that happened yesterday. So
yeah, that was a good call. I saw that the like on ESPN, we were just like watching ESPN, and all of a sudden like the news broke. I was like, holy shit, And then like my uncle was on the couch. He was drunk, and he's like, oh shit, Craig Sager died. So they're still like playing it. So he's like, drifting in and out of consciousness. Then he wakes up. Oh, Craig Sager died.
every 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. He has to like keep reliving that. I was like,
Fucking
I only learned that once. I mean, he's got to relearn it 5 to 6 times.
It was an alert. All right. Well, I'm sorry we had to start off on a somber note,
Yeah.
but
On another note,
on a exciting note, you
well,
graduated, right?
Yes, I graduated.
How was
so
that?
that was an immense weight off my shoulders. It was definitely. It's worth it. All the work, all the all-nighter. Well, maybe not worth it. It puts it into perspective.
Kids go to college.
Yeah, all the papers and exams and all-nighters and missed parties and actually the diploma sounds kind of shitty now that I talk about it. But yeah, so that was it. And like it didn't even hit me. Even like I put on the cap and gown before, and that was pretty tight.
Okay.
We took pictures and everything like that. So we go to the we start the commencement, right? And like they line us up, like in like rows. We were like little ducks, like in a row. They just lined us up like no particular order. They were just like, get your asses in a line. They handed us cards with our names on it, and then they sent us out.
So
and
you didn't have like a rehearsal?
no, it was nothing like that. I
That's how
thought
high school was?
in high school, like we had that whole like rehearsal bit. Like they made us come like the day before, drag our asses out one last time at like 7 a.m.
Right.
Right, and this is how we're gonna walk, blah blah blah. And they put us in alphabetical order. So when I first got there, I thought they were putting us in alphabetical order. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, I started thinking my anxiety started getting a hold of me. And I'm like, did they put us in alphabetical order? But I'm the only one who wasn't listening. And I'm like in like the middle somewhere. Like I'm in like the P's when I should be in the F's. And, I'm like they're going to call me and like I'm not going to be there. And, so that wasn't fun. But I got it. I caught on pretty quick. You know, I'm smart now. I have a piece of paper that tells me that. So no, but you know, it really like even like through all that, like even when they were sitting us down and you know, they had like the ceremony going on. It didn't hit me until I was walking on the stage. Yeah, that was a good feeling. So
they
you know,
and they said Michael Fuckboy to the stage. And you just
so that felt pretty good.
That's
but
good,
you know,
man.
and you know, it's funny. Like before, they were having like all these stories about like some like the amazing students that we have at the school, right? So they said like this one was from Nigeria. You know, she left her family in Nigeria. She came to the university. And, you know, she found out that her parents died or something like that, like back in Nigeria. Like, it was really sad.
In a movie, okay.
It was movie-type quality, man, that you
Yeah,
could work with.
definitely
And then
movie.
it was like now she has, you know, her Bachelor of Science in nursing, you know.
Now, let's
Here's
see if
another
we
one.
can-
Hold on. Here's
hopefully
another
get
one.
to
You know,
know.
she's a single mother, you know, and she has 7 kids, right?
Okay, well, whose fault was that?
No, that's not the point. Listen. So she had 7 kids, but she went back to school and got her degree.
Her thing must be nice if he could pull out 7 times.
Moving on. That's you're missing the point. So she's a single mother of 7 or whatever, and like she came back, she got her degree,
Good
and
enough.
now she's got a Bachelor of Science in Management. There was another one who went to the Army, got his legs blown off or whatever, like, you know, all these like sad stories, and you know, they're just going on with this stuff, and like, you know, but he has his degree and he's got like a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy now or something.
That's what I was going to talk to you about.
Hold on,
We'll
hold
talk
on.
about it later.
So he, you know, so all these special, like crazy people that, you know, like with crazy stories that really just like persevered. And then he goes on, and as for everybody else, you guys are all special too.
Damn.
I was like, wow. Yeah, that makes me feel great.
Basically said you ain't shit.
Pretty much. Like, that's like I mean, it was a good tribute to them, but
come
really put it
up.
into perspective.
Come up stage, pick your fucking paper.
Yeah, and get the fuck out of here. Oh, and then they have the audacity.
Virginia.
After all, like, the thousands that I paid them, they were like, do you guys want to make some donations to the school? I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I've been donating to this school for 4 years with my tuition and the bogus fees and shit, so
Real plans.
I am done. I have graduated. I have my Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies with a minor in film, and I have graduated debt-free, which is
And
probably the most important part of
That's
that.
always important, man.
Debt-free.
So let's can we get a clap?
Thank you.
You don't
Thank
wanna
you.
Clap for yourself?
I would take a bow, but you know,
So what's next?
podcast.
For Michael J. Fuckboy.
So yeah,
This
so
podcast.
yeah, so I we basically got a good thing going here. And another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, I thought I didn't want to include this, but I figured, you know what, why not? So with all the family that we have staying over, you know, because of my dad's funeral earlier in the week, and then now we have graduation, so we have a lot of family coming in, and so our usual office space that we used had to be used as a guest room, so we are now currently recording in my room. And in addition to that, as if that wasn't bad enough, as if it's not cramped in here enough, our lovely and always precise producer happened to forget our what do you call them? Like pop filters or whatever, or like for
Pop
like the mic,
filters.
yeah, whatever. So like the windshields for the mic. So I am currently talking into one of my dress socks over the mic.
Yeah, we're on struggle rapper. If we weren't struggling,
Oh
we're
man,
struggling
if
now.
do they still say ratchet? Is ratchet still a
I
word?
don't know. Can we make this the cover art for the thing with us talking into the?
I don't want to. I look depressed. I mean, you'd be too if you were talking like inches into a sock.
I'm talking into your sock first off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you have it like a little worse. If it's any consolation, I washed it beforehand. No.
Gee, thanks.
So
I'm on struggle rapper mode right now.
yeah, big time. Thanks, Bruno, because you know, I know how you always come prepared or not at all. And we're on Facebook Live, so that's pretty cool too. Nah, we're not on Facebook Live. All right, so
I look dark as fuck in that photo. We need to fix that.
and we don't even have a dark background; it's a pretty white background behind you too.
I need to bleach my skin or something. Something's gotta
You're
happen.
wearing a hat. That gives you a shout out.
All right, Michael Jackson.
All right.
All right, so now as far as sports, there's a few interesting topics. Mostly, no, I shouldn't really say sports. Football. So we're recording right now.
Before I want to get into football, can I
What?
talk about basketball real quick? Yesterday,
The Knicks and the Warriors.
I cut the game off like 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
I mean, you
cut
kind of
the
had to
game off.
know.
Yeah,
right?
we were playing with Melo and Rose. I was like, all right, I knew this was gonna.
I didn't know they weren't playing with it. Rose, I heard.
Rose and Melo were both out.
But,
I think he had like a sprained something, ankle or something like that. So
R.I.P.
I knew
Knicks
we
season.
lost. We didn't lose that bad. I think we lost like by 13 points. Okay.
Yo, that's like, it's funny how it's like a competition, like how much you lose by like to like
For
the
Knicks
Warriors.
fans, yes. No, well, for Knicks fans, I'll take it, but we're still third place, so.
But anybody in general, it's like, well, we lost by 20 to the Warriors. Oh yeah, well we lost by 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
Listen.
So that's like where it's at
if
now.
the Warriors do not win this year,
Oh, they'll be getting a world of shit.
you're getting joked on all day, man.
And because I was even just talking about that today, like with one of my friends earlier, with KD when he first got signed to the Warriors. Because remember, he was meeting with all those teams. He was meeting with I know the Heat was one of them, and that was really exciting for me. I felt like that wouldn't happen, but it was a pipe dream.
No, my friend was getting wet because he's a Heat fan. He's a Miami fan, so he was getting wet when he heard about Durant might talking to Miami. I'm like, it's not happening.
Yeah. I know he was talking to Miami. I think Atlanta was another one, maybe.
That would have been a good fit. I know Spurs was one of them, I think.
Really?
That
Holy shit.
That would have been
Well, I know I think he started and ended with the Thunder. But I know that the Warriors were in there, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think like the day before he was going to announce, like I think let's say if he was
He didn't
gonna,
start with the Thunder.
if he announced, well, whatever, he did a weekend trip. It was a weekend trip that he went to all these teams to meet with all like the GMs and the like the frontline management, or I should say like the front office management and whatnot. And then the day before that he was supposed to make his announcement, what they said, a close personal friend of Kevin Durant had came out and said that that he was 95% sure he was going to be re-signing with the Thunder. And naturally seeing that, I'm like, you know what? He's got a lot going for him. He's good buddies with Westbrook, No, they didn't win last year. Yeah, they have a good relationship. Yeah, they're going to try it again. Even though like the last couple of years haven't been great, he'll still keep it going. Even if it's for like a 2-year deal or something, he'll just do like a short-term thing.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I see the headline that he goes to the Warriors. I stopped. I couldn't.
I got the text from my friend. He's like, yo, because I was on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yo, Durant going to the Warriors. And I said, oh,
shocked.
baby.
Yeah.
This is going to be.
And then that's what, my next thought was, I'm like, now who are the Warriors going to release to get up some cap space? Like, is it going to be Draymond? Is it going to be Klay Thompson?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And then I found out they were all staying. I was like, holy shit. I thought that they were giving the Heat a lot of shit when they first signed LeBron, Wade, and Bosh that year. I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago that they got the big three together in Miami. And then I'm like, if that wasn't a super team, what the fuck is this?
That's the fucking Monstars.
The Monstars.
You watch Space Jam?
Yeah.
They are the fucking Monstars.
Yeah.
Yo, who do you think is the worst bandwagon fan in sports?
In all of sports or in basketball?
I
mean, if you're talking right now, in general, or I wouldn't even know who football. I mean, I'll get to that in a minute, but
say Cowboy fans.
Wannabe Cowboys fans, but as far as Warriors, I mean, like they have a lot of it's like any team who wins. Like even the Seahawks had like their bandwagon fans.
I mean like the most annoying bandwagon.
Well, bandwagon fans in general are kind of annoying, John. Like you're like fair weather fans. You know what I mean? It was the same thing like when the Heat years ago. Like when all those fans that were leaving the stadium, Game 6. Remember that? It was Game 6 against the Spurs. I think it was 2013. Yeah, that was 2013. They all left. Well, for those who don't know, a lot of Heat fans left in Game 6 after we were down. I think we were already down like 3-2. Yeah, that was right. 3-2 in the series, Game 6, and we're losing already late fourth quarter. And all those fans walked out. And after paying thousands of dollars on that ticket, I would have fucking kept my ass there. Yeah. Win, lose, rain, or shine, I'm staying till the end, And so they all started walking out. And it's like once you leave the stadium, you cannot come back in. You're done. And all of a sudden, I think Ray Allen hit that like corner three.
Oh, yeah. I
remember? And then tied the game. And then they were pounding on the stage like to get back in. And it's like, no bitch. You're done.
First off, why would you leave if you spent thousands of dollars? Like,
because people have money to spend. That's why.
I'm staying there till they fucking kick me
out. More importantly, they're not loyal fans. They're not fair. They're fair weather fans. They're not Heat fans. You know what I mean? And it's like it's so stupid. And have you been to a Heat game recently at all or no?
I've never been to a Heat game.
Really? Oh, we're gonna go.
We have to go.
Yeah, because like it's kind of funny.
They play the Knicks.
Oh, did they already play? Oh, we gotta go. That would be exciting. I want to go to that.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Because like it's
you should come too.
It's a bunch of like if you look like at the bottom row, it's all like rich white people with their sugar babies, and they're trying to meet celebrities in the Grey Goose Lounge, and it's like, what are you doing here, man?
Like the halftime.
Go to a club.
If you see the half. Oh no. if you ever stream the games online,
Yeah.
and the halftime, they'll show you the halftime in the arena where they'll do the cameras around.
Yeah, and they saw all the
And
celebrities.
you'll see not only celebrities, but you'll see like you're talking about the rich white people.
Yeah.
And you see like these young fucking fresh out of high school bitches
Oh yeah.
with
Sugar babies.
like 60,
Hoes.
70-year-old men.
Yeah.
Just it looks like a grandfather with a grandchild, except for that.
There's a lot more touching and
Yeah,
a lot more,
there's a lot more explicit
cleavage
shit.
showing. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But so
They winning though. They winning. Shout out to the sugar baby. Is that what you call them?
hoes you call them. So
Shout out to the sugar hose.
the sugar hose. Okay. So back to football. So I mean,
Yes.
not that it's like huge news, but Josh Norman is going to be facing his former team, Carolina.
Okay.
They're playing. The Redskins are playing the Panthers on Monday, and we're actually today. Right now is a Friday that we're
Today's
recording.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So this Monday, they'll be playing the Panthers. So that's kind of exciting. I know because he had a lot of beef with some of the old players. I remember him and Cam last year in training camp got into like a
Did they
scuffle
really?
or
Wow,
skirmish.
Okay.
Yeah. So that like there's kind of bad blood there. But what was funny was that like as soon as they started winning all those games, I think 15-win season last year. Funny how you stop hearing about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like
of
winning
course.
heals all wounds.
Well, yeah. 'Cause,
Winning time and money seems.
Obviously. Well, who don't want to win? You're playing a game to win, right?
Exactly. So, but then the bad blood started coming up when the Panthers didn't want to pay Norman, and the kind of money that he was asking for, I think, was a little silly.
Yeah, he
But-
was asking for some. And he a snitch, so he don't get money like that. You ain't
Okay,
supposed to
yeah,
get
he's a
money.
snitch too. So, but I know he was going at it with
Matter of
frontline
fact,
management.
We unload the clip. Get
No,
yours.
that was Dez that said that.
He didn't say it though.
But he didn't. Yeah, he okay. Yeah, I see what you're
That's what
saying.
I'm
He was he snitched on Dez for saying
That's
something, and then it turns out he didn't even say
Yeah,
it. So
Josh Norman was a ghostwriter for Dez.
I guess if that's what you want to call him, technically you're right.
Ghostwriting, yeah.
Yeah. So but I mean, I know that he just wasn't getting along with frontline management, especially this past summer. Because they didn't want to pay him what he thought he was worth. Me personally, I'll always be biased against Josh Norman, so I guess I'm not really like the best person to be talking to about this. But I just think that he was just asking for too much money in the end.
Oh, speaking
And-
of football, what's this guy's name? Fuck. Rest in peace. Was it Joe McKnight? Is that his name?
Yeah,
The
the
Jets.
running back, man, shit.
Fuck.
So I mean that I didn't follow too much about that. I know it was like a hit and run or something. Not a hit and run, but it was road rage. That's what I meant to say.
Road rage, I think the guy.
Road
he
rage, and the
got
guy
out.
shot him,
He shot him.
and then he wasn't even charged.
No, it was stand your ground. This stand your ground law is very iffy, by the way.
Yeah.
It's very, very iffy. I don't know how this works because you do it, you say it's stand your ground. They're like, no, that's attempted murder. That's manslaughter too, and you end up behind bars.
Yeah, but they and that's it. Like they couldn't charge him because they were trying to say that McKnight was trying something first, but they didn't find any sort of weapon on him.
No,
They just he shot him in cold blood apparently. So
it's a shame.
yeah. So like a lot of deaths too. with
Fucking
that.
sad shit. Jesus.
Well,
what else is in
aside
football?
from deaths, there was a pretty big firing in the NFL. The Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, just fired their coach for the last four and a half years since 2012.
Okay.
Rams fired their coach Jeff Fisher. Okay,
How do you
and-
get fired on your day off?
I saw that one. That
Saw
was funny.
meme, man.
Yeah. So there was a lot of shit leading up to that. He got fired this past Monday, so I guess from the time that this is posted, it'll have been 6 days ago. But the crazy thing about that is, I mean, like, I knew that he was going to get fired eventually. I mean, he wasn't doing anything with them. They had no winning seasons under him, the
still
Rams.
have.
Exactly, but it's the fact that they fired him on a Monday, right? And they had a game on Thursday. How are you going to fire somebody and then have an interim coach? A guy, John Fossil, I think is his name. He was the special teams coach of the Rams this past year, and now he's going to be their new coach, their interim coach till the end of the year. How are you going to put somebody who's never been a head coach in his life, right, in a game to face Seattle, not only a division opponent but like one of the toughest teams in the league, right? Not 4 days after the original coach was fired.
Were we expecting the Rams to give Seattle a hard time to play?
No, but why would you like make this guy embarrass himself on his debut? You know what I mean? It's like, at least let Fisher just go to the end of the year. I mean, even if you're going to fire him, you know what I mean? But it was after a huge loss. I think they lost like 42-7 at home to Atlanta.
Offices work and how they make their decisions because there's some very
Well,
questionable. Makes you want to scratch your head.
yeah. I mean, there was a lot of bullshit to that. Not only did they lose, they got killed yesterday to Seattle.
They got killed. And what's the tight end for Seattle?
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham didn't do shit for me because I have him on fantasy
Well,
and he ain't do shit for me.
John, that sounds like a personal problem.
That is a fucking personal problem. Jimmy Graham, if you're listening, you need to step your game up, dog.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to win this year. I'm a second place in fantasy. So, and if you listeners come see me,
Yeah. So have your people talk to my people.
have my people talk to your people.
Yeah.
We'll do fantasy. We should do. We should play next season.
I don't have money. Do you?
I don't have to be money. We're both poor.
Okay, so we'll play
Well,
the
you
poor
should have
people's
money.
league.
You're the one with the degree now.
Oh yeah. Now everybody
bucks.
now everybody wants me to pay for their shit.
The
You
big
know,
bucks.
yeah, they want gas money, they want bar money and shit. So we'll see. But now, as far as Fisher, right? So he was coaching since the 90s. Okay, he took over as the Houston Oilers interim coach in '94. He stayed with them until 2010. At that time, he was like the longest tenured coach in the league, longer than Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Right? And there's been a lot of comparisons with him and Bill Belichick. So he had a .542 win percentage with the Titans and the Oilers starting from 94 to 2010, right? And then he took a year off, right, in 2011, and he became the St. Louis Rams' head coach in 2012 and just now got fired. And in the 4.5 years he was with the Rams, he had a .414 win percentage. Didn't have a single season as a win. They went in starting from 2012, 7-8-1, 7-9, 6-10, 7-9 again, and now 4-9. So really miserable seasons with him. And there was a lot of comparisons here with him and Bill Belichick. Okay, so Fisher's record, right, overall, all time, is 173 wins, 165 losses, and a tie. So that comes out to a 511, about, give or take, 511 win percentage, right? And he's made playoffs 50% of his coaching career, which I guess is okay. Now, Bill Belichick, on the other hand, this is his record. Regular season, 227 wins and 113 losses. And I did this. I'm looking at you like giggling over there because I know you're a big Patriots and Belichick fan, right? And not to mention that Fisher's record in the playoff is 5-6 all time, whereas Bill Belichick is 23-10. So men
lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Numbers don't. And so here's an interesting stat that I thought you would like, right?
Okay.
Bill Belichick could lose the next 3 games of this season, and then in addition to that, go on to go 0-16 for the next 6 seasons, and he would still have as good as a win percentage as Jeff Fisher all time.
That man is a great man. Like, his system is great.
No, but what a stat that is, dude. You don't win a game for the next 6 years, and you still have a better win percentage than that other guy.
Yeah.
Well, so here's one thing that I thought was kind of interesting that one of my friends brought up with Fisher and like how he's been moving around or how he's been stagnant in these organizations, right? Like the Titans and the Rams. Look at both the Titans and the Rams, right? When Fisher took over, he was with the Houston Oilers, who then moved to Tennessee and became the Titans, right? And then he did the same thing with the St. Louis Rams going to Los Angeles. So it's kind of like he's in like a new, it's the same franchise, but it's just in like a new location. At the time, the owners were making money, so they didn't panic. There was no complaints. As long as they make money, and a lot of that is because they're in a new location, right? So, in other words, what I kind of got from this was it's not about winning, it's about making money. Right. So if the money's good, why would the owners complain? You know what I mean? That's why guys like Fisher make a living. You know what I mean? Because he's been fortunate enough to be with these 2 organizations that
who don't care about winning.
Well, it's not even that they don't care about winning. It's that, well, yeah, I guess they do. But, it's about the fact that they're making money. I mean, he was lucky to be with 2 organizations who moved to get more money and, more revenue in these locations. So, that's kind of interesting with that. And the comparison to Belichick, man, like that's just I don't like Belichick, man. I'll be the first to tell you he's a piece of shit. But
I appreciate greatness.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say this,
You need to appreciate greatness.
He's a very good coach when he doesn't cheat.
Real recognize real.
Yeah. So, in other sports news, and this one, this was another one. This was kind of like a KD to the Warriors type signing. FAU just hired Lane Kiffin.
All right, you're gonna have to educate me because I don't know shit about FAU sports.
You just don't know shit in general.
All right.
No, okay. So Lane Fisher.
That little degree you got make you feel yourself a little bit. All right, I see you.
All right, so Lane Kiffin, he was the coordinator for Alabama. He's been around a while though. Like he's like an A-list coach.
All right.
Right? He's had his tough time. You remember Jim Harbaugh, the coach for the Niners? He was like a little loopy.
No, Mike.
Okay. Well, he's rambunctious and he's a little arrogant and like controversy isn't far behind him. So he's like a little, cuckoo, but sometimes a little cuckoo is good.
You watch college sports?
No, but
Wow.
I watch FAU sports.
Cause you go.
Right, because I just got my degree from there. And of course, right after I graduate is when they get the A-list coach, right? Fuckers. No, but anyway,
You're
so
still gonna lose.
well, that's what the argument is that they think FAU thinks that they're a lot better with Kiffin, and that very well may be. Now that they have a new coach, and there was that's gonna bug me, Lamar Jackson, that quarterback. I think he was from FSU, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
He just transferred to FAU.
Ain't he the one who won the Heisman?
No, did he?
Yeah, who's the nigga that won the Heisman?
I don't know.
It's something Jackson.
But Lamar Jackson just transferred to FAU. I think
it's him.
But
I think he won the Heisman.
Yeah. So it wasn't even that I thought was interesting. I
saw that boy play. I think I saw one game and I saw that boy play and I said, this boy is something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it looked. I mean, who was the Heisman winner last year? I can't even remember. I think it was like Derrick Henry. No, it wasn't Lamar Jackson then because I was just looking at it. But somebody big just transferred to FAU. No, you're right. Lamar Jackson was the Louisville quarterback. Yes, he won the Heisman. But somebody else, some other quarterback, just transferred to FAU to follow Kiffin. But all right. So anyway, it wasn't even that like it was the hype, right? And it was the fact that listen to what ESPN said about us, right? I have a few things really quick about what hold on. What is your problem, John?
Give me the fucking halls.
Oh my god. He just wants something to suck on. He ran out of sucking candy on the show. So now we're really going to do this. There you happy?
Jesus.
Oh man. I guess I can't really be picky. I'm talking into a sock.
Yeah.
All right.
Be saying shit.
So hold on, but listen to this, and I want you to react to this because I haven't told you this yet. So this is what ESPN, not some random bums on the street, but ESPN analysts were saying this about FAU getting Lane Kiffin. That there was 5,800 people at the last FAU game. 5,800.
Okay.
There's more fans to greet the Alabama bus when they come back from a road trip than at the last FAU game. FAU is off the map. They are a speck of dust. It gets worse. It gets worse. Lane Kiffin just went for a quick rehab on the beach, and then he's going to go on to a real football program.
Damn.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Cause
Yeah,
I'm going to the school.
Yeah,
It
really.
going to the school.
I've said it before, but it puts things into perspective. All right, last. Lane Kiffin should have gone to coach a high school program. I've seen some high school programs, and at least they have a pulse.
Damn.
So that hurt.
So he's saying fuck the Owls.
Right. And it was a few guys, but it was on ESPN, right? Again, not some random like dummies at the bar. This is what professional analysts have to say about my alma mater.
Your who?
The school that I graduated from.
What did you just call that again? Your who?
Alma mater.
Omaha?
Omaha, yeah, my Omaha. No. The school that I graduated from is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, what the fuck why did you just say that?
All right, I forgot I have to use small words with you.
Nigga, nobody uses that shit.
All right.
He just said my Omaha.
All right.
What the fuck is he
All right.
talking about?
Alma mater.
Alma mater?
You really never heard of that?
No.
You and fucking like 10%
You think
of white people are the only
Do you think I make up words? Okay.
No, what is alma
No,
mater?
white
Mater.
people make up
Okay.
your university.
All right. Well, you guys can't follow, so I guess we're just going to have to move on. So,
Is that like alumni?
kind of, John.
What fucking
Kind of.
alumni? Alumnus bullshit.
Don't you hate when people would be like, I'm part of the alumni?
Oh, so
Fuck
you just well, actually, and listen to this bogus crap. So they charged on an extra $12 on my cap and gown. Now that I'm now to be a part of like the alumni association or something. I'm like, I could really care less about the alumni association. I didn't really intend to be a part of that. Is there any way I can get the $12 back? Nope. It comes with the cap and gown, and you just get the privilege of being with the alumni association now, or at least having access to it. I'm not
What's
entirely
the
sure.
privilege?
There is no fucking privilege.
That you're on it.
So it's
Or
just
you-
a bullshit fee.
Pretty much. It's just bless you. So they give you fees even after you graduate, even after your work is done.
Excuse me. Okay. Wow.
Okay. Well,
That
that's
sounds
all I
like
really
bullshit.
wanted to say.
I would just be like, I'm just going to the school. I just want to get my piece of paper and be out.
It's not that simple.
Basically.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and introduce our next thing? Oh boy.
Speaking of Michael's antics,
Oh, my antics.
another person's antics that I am getting tired of. The stopwatch, motherfucker. God damn.
I know what he's trying to say. He's just brain dead.
That was mean.
That was mean.
Don't be nasty.
All right, come on.
I'm tired of Kanye's antics that we were dealing with because he went to, what was it, this week?
Yeah, it was this past
He-
week. It was earlier this week.
He basically power walked into the new White House, aka Trump Towers,
Oh boy.
in New York.
The Gold House.
The actual now White House.
No, this is gonna be the White House. He said I'm not fucking with that White House in
All right.
DC. So this is the new White House. Hung out with him for like 20 minutes, then went
They
out.
had like some sort of discussion.
They asked him like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just here to take a picture." What?
And did you see like the two of them walked out together, right? And they just like they both like they stood up straight like they had sticks up their asses. And
Yeah,
like it
like,
was
you
like the
know
most
when you-
awkward thing.
You know when you're like, you just met somebody and your
Yeah.
mom's like telling you like, "Be nice and take the picture, Johnny."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, showing off your mistress basically.
Listen, but here's the thing that confuses me.
They both didn't look like they
a
wanted to
week
be there.
ago,
Mhm.
he was in the hospital, and he was fucking crazy or something. Remember we were saying he had a mental breakdown?
Yeah, and Trump wants to meet with a lunatic
he
now.
fucking goes. He comes out of the hospital, and the
Immediately.
first thing he does is
Meet
let
with
me
the
go
president.
see Trump.
Yeah.
Why did y'all let this nigga out from the hospital? I
You
don't
know what?
understand.
Like a question. I didn't even think of this. Where is Kim during all this?
I don't know.
I mean, collecting money, but where else?
I don't know.
Didn't they already divorce or some shit?
No,
No, they didn't
That's-
divorce,
That's
Bruno.
those are rumors.
Well,
I
look,
don't know if it's true or not.
they were just going on like a couple of things. There was a few people that came out that spoke on Kanye's meeting with Trump, and John Legend, who says that he's a friend of Kanye, he says he's disappointed with him, and that this is more or less a publicity stunt for Kanye. I think that's true. Partly at least. There was another comment, right?
Right.
That said that he's not mad at Kanye for doing
Well,
what he did.
Here's what I wanted because Kanye posted like 3 days ago on Twitter.
Yeah.
After a long ass time, he said I went to go meet Trump today to discuss multicultural issues. These issues include bullying, supporting teachers, modernizing curriculums, and violence in Chicago.
And that's if we want to take him at his
I
word.
feel it is important to have a direct line of communication with our future president if we really want change. And then he put hashtag 2014. And then he also has a Time magazine that is autographed by Trump that says, "To Kanye, you are a great friend. Thanks."
Yeah. So
And people are killing him left and right, by the way. So.
yeah, I mean, this is he didn't vote.
Fake outrage. A lot
Right.
of fake outrage.
Yeah,
on
he
social
didn't
media.
vote, but he said he would have voted for Trump
Right.
if he would have voted, right?
Well, what do you think?
I mean, he could say whatever the hell he wants, man. I mean, it's hard to take him at his word, really. Even what you just said, the quote that you just read me.
Here's what because I can be negative and say fuck him too.
Mhm.
He's probably one of the first people that we've had out of anyone I've seen from that type of issue stance to say I'm gonna go meet with him.
Right.
I'm gonna go talk with
You
him.
know who else spoke to him? Ray Lewis, the Ravens linebacker. So he said that he had issues that he wanted to discuss with him because at this point it's not about Trump. It's
We
about
can't bitch and
meeting.
whine anymore.
It's not Trump anymore. It's the president. So he's meeting with
Yeah.
the president to go discuss issues that
And
he
we
wants to
can't-
work
and
on.
we can't
It's
bitch and
about
whine anymore.
collaborating.
Yeah, we can't bitch and whine anymore. So we have to sit down. How are you gonna progress if you can't come to the table and talk?
Right. And it
So-
needs to come from both sides. It's got to
Yeah.
come from Trump, and it's got to come
So-
from the people who have issues that
I'm-
want to work with Trump.
I'm kind of listen. I don't like the idea of him having this whole mental breakdown. Let me go and then scoop all the way to the Trump towers
Right.
to talk. Like then that mental breakdown wasn't anything serious. It was I don't.
Well, you see, that's the thing. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, what's serious and what's a publicity stunt?
I think that's a rich people privilege, to be honest. That mental
Kanye, I'm
breakdown.
talking about.
No, just rich people in general. It's a rich people privilege to
Yeah.
have the mental breakdown. Because like if you and I had a mental breakdown, we either go and we lock ourselves in a room, we drink or something like that,
Right.
and then that's it. And we call it a day, or we break shit or something like that.
Yeah.
But I can't afford to go and check into a hospital and
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't make it today. I have a mental breakdown. I can't do that.
That's like the calmest anybody's ever said that before. That you have a mental breakdown, but
maybe I don't know.
you've never had a mental breakdown before.
I can't afford to have a mental breakdown. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's you can't afford.
Can you have?
It's
a
like
mental
you have to
breakdown?
have like a privilege, like
You
to
need
have a mental
money.
breakdown.
No, it's money. To have a mental anything, you need to have privilege. You have to be privileged financially.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be, but then you just lose all your shit. You know what I mean? I mean, like how, honestly, like where I work or where I used to work. You know, something happens to you, they're just like, okay, when are you coming into work next?
Yeah.
Like, are you coming in today, or do we have to fire you?
But as
You know what I mean?
corporations, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. No one takes mental health
Life,
seriously in this
the
country.
world is just unforgiving now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well,
So
people don't take mental health seriously in this country. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Speaking of mental health, Jay-Z, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but
I did.
He's going to be executive producing.
Yeah,
with
and he's not mental health, but the issue is
No, the issue that he's talking about.
right. Yeah,
No,
just to clarify.
No, Jay-Z's a friend of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, he give us Twitter shout outs.
Jay-Z's not on Twitter.
Oh, he isn't?
Jay-Z's quiet, dog.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him
Probably
lately
one of my favorite fucking people ever.
for that reason.
Because he sits back, he moves the way he moves, and then when he has something that's 100% ready, he
Right.
lets everyone know this is ready. Check it out.
Right.
So what's in the works right now is this I think it's a 6-part documentary series.
It's called Time.
It's called Time.
The Kalief Browder
Kalief
story.
Browder Story. Now,
Right.
for people who don't know who Kalief Browder is, basically he is, how old was he? 16.
He was 16, right?
He was 16,
From the Bronx.
From the Bronx, New York, and he got arrested over this accusation of him stealing a backpack from a
Right.
party.
It was falsely. He was falsely accused and arrested of second-degree robbery.
Right. I don't know how do you get arrested off a second-degree robbery over a backpack, but okay.
Yeah. So they set the bail at $10,000.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, I mean that's not very easy to
You
pay.
can't,
So
you know, you being in from the Bronx, you don't have 10 G's to just throw away like that. So he
Right.
couldn't afford it. So they kept him.
Mhm.
Now the problem with this is that they locked up this man for 3 years.
Well, and then there was a plea bargain in between there, but he refused that.
Right. Well, they gave him a plea bargain, but the problem is that, you know, and I agree with him.
He was
He's
innocent.
He's innocent. Why
Yeah,
am I
he
gonna
was
plead guilty
innocent.
to something that I didn't? So it's almost like they force you to plead guilty to something
And to
that you
keep
don't
the
want
the
to.
courts to keep
And
the
to
system
court-
going,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So and he was arrested on in May of 2010, and he was eventually released on June of 2013 after 31 hearings.
Right. And now 2 out
3
of those,
years.
2 out of those 3 years, he was in solitary confinement.
Right.
I don't know if people have ever seen the effects of solitary, but there's cases and studies that show that solitary confinement shouldn't even be a thing. It's
Yeah.
not good for the psyche at all. To be locked in a room for 23 hours a day, you have just like a little slit in the wall where you can barely see outside. You don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, it's like the rubber
You live
room.
in your mind. You live in your mind. You get lost in the sauce, man. You get lost. I like being by myself, but I don't know if I can do 23 hours a day
Yeah.
and just sit in a hole and just not do anything. That's what happened with this young man. He tried to commit suicide, I think 6 or 7 times.
5 or
within-
6. Yeah. It was
within
in
those-
prison though.
in prison.
Right.
After I think he got released in 2013.
No, he was released he was released in June of 2013,
Yeah.
and he ended up hanging himself
He ended
in
up hung himself in 2015.
June of 2015, so 2 years after he was released. And one of the things that were cited was he had difficulties adjusting
back
to
into reality.
yeah.
But a lot of people, I know certain folks from jail that it takes them a while to get them to, like, some of the people I know that I went to school with and got locked up and then they come out.
Yeah.
You have to leave them alone for a while because you can't talk to them. They have to be by themselves because they're so used to a set schedule. It's this time you wake up, this time you go, you eat, this time is on the yard, back in the cell. That's it. That's how it is every single day. So
Yeah.
now you put them back out there. There's no the jail is supposed to be rehabilitation. It's not rehabilitation at all.
Right, and and I was just talking about this today with somebody else. As far as rehabilitation versus like holding, there's two different types of prisoners. Generally speaking,
Prisons, yeah.
you have prisoners.
Okay.
You have the people that are like the drug dealers, like the non-violent criminals. Like those just need to be like rehabilitated. You know what I mean? And slowly, just to ease them back into society to be productive members.
Those non-violent criminals are getting football numbers.
Yeah, I know. Well,
For
and that's it.
like,
And then
they
they're
might
getting
as well-
abused on top of
They
it.
might as well get killed. They might as well not killed. They might as well have killed somebody.
Right, and that's the thing,
The amount of time they get.
But as far as the violent criminals, it shouldn't be about rehabilitation. It's just about like holding somebody who's just insane or just doesn't care, just immoral, and they're just never going to be productive members in society again. And they just need to be behind bars for whatever reason, right? So, but as far as something, let's just say he was guilty, he never should have received the treatment that he did, Kalief Browder. So,
Well,
and that's what Jay-Z was saying.
He didn't even get the fair. Our Constitution says that you have a right to a due process of law with a speedy trial.
Right, you're entitled to a
and he
speedy.
got neither of the two.
Right. And so Jay-Z wanted to come out with this, and he said it's a call to arms. And there's a lot of proposed reforms for New York City criminal justice.
System for New
Right.
York.
Especially Rikers, because Rikers is known for abusive prisoners and abusive officers to the prisoners.
Yes.
So it's just a really hostile place. So there needs to be some reforms. There needs to be regulations, and this show or this documentary that Jay-Z's coming out with, Time, the Kalief Browder Story. I think it's coming out next year. I think.
so.
Yeah. So that he's just basically coming out and saying that there needs to be more regulations on these prisons and
Well,
the
I
staff
don't think
there.
It's just New York. I think in the criminal justice system in general.
Right, he's saying in general,
is-
but the criminal justice system, but he was especially trying to call attention to Rikers.
No, they were locking up dudes for like a cocaine sentence is less than what a crack. No, they charge crack harder than what they would charge a cocaine sentence.
Yeah.
So like people who live in the hood, no one's buying cocaine in the hood. You bought small amounts of cocaine.
You know a lot about this
and
subject.
you make crack. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't want to reveal any plugs.
No comment. But you would get the cocaine and then you would make your crack and then you would sell it. The problem is that the crack is different from cocaine. So, but they would put more time on cocaine. They would put more time on crack than they would cocaine. So if let's say me and you, let's say you have cocaine, you have an ounce of cocaine, I have an ounce of crack.
Oh, I thought that was a question.
No,
I was like, no comment. I plead the fifth.
They would multiply the ounce. They would multiply how many that I have times what it would be for yours and give me more numbers than what it would be against you.
Yeah. And
So-
did you hear? I don't know if you ever heard Sam
It
Hurd.
needs to be fixed.
Did you ever hear about Sam Hurd? He was the Cowboys receiver from like a few years ago.
Okay.
Long story short, he was caught selling. I think it was cocaine, but he had pounds of cocaine.
But you're a football player. You shouldn't. I
No
don't feel
shit, but
sorry
he was
for you.
probably getting more money from that than he was from football. I mean, he was like a special
Oh.
teams guy.
They just busted like $2 billion worth
So.
of cocaine on the Everglades.
Really?
Yeah.
Any
they busted it.
anybody connected to it, or just they found the stash?
I think they found the stash. I don't know if they arrested people, but it's $2 billion.
Yeah, right in our backyard. Holy shit.
Fuck.
Jesus.
It was
So.
you. It was you, Bruno, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we have an unofficial confession on the show of Certainly Cynical. I just hope
What
nobody's taping this or anything.
What is the snitch hotline?
Oh, now it's not going up on YouTube. Oops. Damn it.
What is the snitch hotline?
All right. So in other news, you really wanted to, yeah, I know you really wanted to call attention to this. As far as the situation in Aleppo, Shout out to Gary Johnson.
Who doesn't know what the fuck that? And that's why you're not fucking president.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why he's not president, but that's one of them. So, you want to start with this?
So, it's been happening for a while. This is not just happening yesterday. This has been happening for a long ass time.
Yeah.
I think now
A lot of this shit does. I mean, it's just like years in the making, and now it's just coming to the surface.
It's just a shame. It's a goddamn shame with all the technology that we have.
And a lot of it is like the media refusing to cover it too.
That too. I keep seeing these videos of these kids and these men and women just crying, holding their loved ones.
Yeah.
And there's just dead bodies and ash, and that's literally it. It's just dead bodies, ash. I see there's videos of like activists and medics who are sending out their last video saying this might be our last video. There's people coming from down the street that's coming to kill us or whatever like that, and it's like, it's real sad, man.
I mean, Syria is just in like a world of shit right now. It's like you have the Syrian army basically, and there's rebels in the country that are just fighting for control of the country. So it's just like a lot of back and forth. It's gunfire on both sides.
My thing is,
there's lots of propaganda involved too.
My thing that I don't understand, because
Yeah.
I was going through, I watched the videos, and it makes me sick to my stomach watching to these videos, man. Like I was on Twitter yesterday,
Yeah.
and there was a video of this man with this rifle, and he's like and he's basically pressing it against this little boy's cheek, and like yelling at the little boy, and the boy's like crying, and I'm like, God damn. But I feel sick to my stomach, and like the fact that we can't even do anything. And the fact that we can't even do anything about it. And like it hurts. I was trying to look into it more to see like who's who's behind it.
Yeah, I mean, and also like to cover this is got to be tough. You know, how do you even get behind the scenes? Like, how do you start like
no
investigating?
fucking news
this?
network has been covering it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, it is very hard to cover. You know what I mean? So, I mean, so far from what I've seen, they have people crammed onto buses. You know, and they don't know where the fuck they're going. They're just like evacuating people.
Who are helping them on the buses, their green buses,
Yeah.
It's Turkey. Turkey's the only one who's helping right now.
Yeah, and where's the UN during all this?
I don't fucking know.
Nobody knows.
I don't fucking know.
You know, so
the UN. Okay, so basically, from what I'm looking at and what I was like trying to research,
yeah,
the videos and the way they're titled and the way the message is spread, it's saying that this is all due to, I think his name's like Bashar al-Assad, who's the president of Syria. So Syria is cool with Russia,
right, and it's also one of the biggest headquarters of ISIS in the meantime, on top of everything else.
But Syria wants to get rid of ISIS.
Right.
So Syria getting rid of ISIS is the same common thing as what we have.
Right.
Problem is, we're not cool with Russia.
Right.
So by default, we can't be cool with Syria. And the people,
it's kind of like that whole thing, like a friend of my friend is my enemy, or something. It's kind of like that, but backwards.
Basically, so you have some people who like want to get rid of ISIS, some people who don't want to get rid of ISIS, and it's fucking confusing, because you have countries that are funding ISIS that are friends of the U.S. and there's friends of Russia, and there's also friends that want to get rid of ISIS but are friends of both sides, and it's really
it's a fucking scheme. It's like it's convoluted. Yeah,
I don't understand it, but the way the videos are tagged and the title of them, and like some of the people who are speaking, they're like, this is based on Assad's regime. This is the fault of Assad and Russia. Now, the comments, cause I like to go into the comments to see like what people are writing about, because
that's dangerous.
It's dangerous, but it's also informative. If you strike gold,
you got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, but I go and I look into certain comments, some of these comments. And the people
if they can provide their sources
in Syria, well, they live in Syria. How am I going to argue with this?
Well, again, I mean, it could be propaganda too.
It could,
like
be
I said,
too.
take it with a grain of salt.
Maybe they're brainwashed. Maybe it's like North Korea. So you might be right. Maybe
all right.
That's why I'm saying I don't know.
All right.
But they're saying no, it's not Assad. It's the rebels. I don't know who these fucking rebels are. So I don't know. They're saying it's the rebels based on they are funded on Western, the Western Hemisphere. So they're based. So that's got to be America that they're talking about,
right?
Because it's not like fucking Canada is like, oh, we're gonna go to Syria, you know.
I can't imagine that they're like, you know, their army or like their armed forces in Canada are that strong. They don't get into a lot of wars.
No. It's not that the people in Canada go
Right,
fly over there.
yeah.
It's the money being funded toward these people. Because
Right.
remember, I think it was in Syria.
Mhm.
Then we funded those people, and it ended up being ISIS.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was to fight who was it? I think it was to fight Saddam.
no, not Saddam.
No, not Saddam. Oh, who's the other one that they just killed like 5 years ago?
Oh, you're talking about fuck.
Yo, I can't remember his name.
Fuck, I know who you're talking about.
Bruno, you know?
I was about to
Who
say
was that terrorist that
I was
Obama
about
killed
to
5
say
years ago?
Benghazi.
No.
Huh? Not Bin Laden. Dog.
Osama bin Laden. Yes, it was. They No.
No.
It was definitely
No, the one from Libya.
well,
The guy from
Gaddafi.
Yeah,
Gaddafi.
that's what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. So whatever it was, but that's what the purpose of ISIS was, like to arm these missionaries to go conquer.
Militias.
Yeah, like these militias, right? To go conquer and overthrow, and then that's what happens when you
And
give
they
crazy
turn.
people weapons, you know. So, as far as what's going on in Syria right now, evacuations are imminent, but they're being delayed
Look,
because
I
there's
don't
just a
even
lot of
know-
confusion going
I don't
on in
know
the country.
Whose fucking fault it is, but whoever's fucking fault, that shit needs to be corrected.
Right. You know,
And
and yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what the fuck we do. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
you know, as far as what we can do on this. I mean, unless we're going to join the army, let's be realistic. There's really not
That's
many
what I was
things.
gonna ask.
There's
you.
not really many things we can do.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
But-
because
yeah,
know
go
how
ahead.
they had the whole thing with Russia going on, and they're they were talking like Obama today was talking about how he was gonna retaliate or something like that. I was gonna ask you.
For hacking with the election
Yeah,
or something.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you. Let's
Mhm.
say, God forbid, we go to war with Russia.
That's not going to happen, hopefully. But go ahead. Anything's possible.
Would you go and fight for this country?
Would I go fight for this country?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of. Would you?
Hell no. Hell no.
I would hate to
And
say it,
with
but I-
all respect to our troops, hell no.
It's not going to be pretty. I mean, it wouldn't
Hell
happen.
no.
I don't think it would happen. I mean, there would have to be a lot would have to go wrong in order for that to happen. But I have connects in Toronto, so if you need me and if that happens, I'll
Oh,
be in
you would
Toronto.
roll.
I'd bolt.
We both pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might go south, but I'll go north.
Let's go.
That'll
Would
be
you
it.
fight?
Jesus Christ.
But
Would you fight? You would fight.
no, Bruno wouldn't fight.
His ass would go right back to Peru.
Yeah,
What's
just
up?
deport
What's
yourself.
up, dog?
No, I mean, but as far
Cynicals are a bunch of pussies. It's all good.
but as far as I mean, what we can do, I mean, more or less, just knowledge is power, you know, and just spread awareness to this shit because not a lot of people
spread
really-
awareness for what? What's the point of spreading awareness? of
knowing
fucking killing
knowing
people
what the
left
fuck
and
is
right?
going on and making sure that we can elect the right people who are, you know, who are going to end up fixing this and trying to make peace, in between these
I
two
don't know,
countries.
bro. UN ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Obama
they
ain't
should
doing
be.
shit.
Maybe it's got to be a call right now to these, to the UN and I mean, Obama. There's how much really. He's got like a month left, dude. I mean, how much can he get done in a
But
month?
It's been happening, according to what I'm seeing. It's been happening
Yeah.
for 4 years.
No,
now.
you're right. You're right.
So
So
that's
maybe
4
it's
years
time.
that
Maybe
Obama should have done
look
something.
right. Well, now we have a new president. Maybe he can make change. Hopefully.
This
You
nigga
know?
said he was gonna bomb everybody. So I
Oh
don't
boy.
know.
Well,
He might-
here's hoping. But I don't know. My expectations aren't very high here. Now, yeah. Unfortunately,
we
know,
keep talking about
it's-
sad shit today. Jesus.
I know, and that's what I
Christ.
was gonna say. That's where I was going with this. I mean, like it's sad, it's depressing, but it's stuff that's got to be said,
That's
and
life is.
right, and
It's also sad that you lost.
it's
Your
realistic.
team lost.
What's lost?
It's a good week for New York sports.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad that you're happy
I
about
just
that.
wanted to say that.
Okay. So what do they say? You can't spell Dallas without the
Can't
two L's.
you can't spell elite without Eli.
Yeah.
Can't spell
And
Dallas,
without the two
two
L's. Okay, yeah,
that
that-
was on Twitter, but it's not
Damn.
corny.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good. That's fire.
So I guess a happier note, but on a more
How's
a
it
less
happy? No, the show is about killing people.
on a less
about
unhappy
killing
note.
people.
Yeah. My favorite TV show. I don't know about yours, but
It's
The
not
Walking
my favorite
Dead.
TV show.
The Walking Dead has come to an end for this half
My
season.
favorite TV show is Grey's Anatomy.
That's a very big difference to The Walking
It
Dead.
doesn't matter.
But all right, but as far as The Walking
I
Dead
love
goes,
Grey's Anatomy.
so they're coming back. I don't think they announced the official date that they're coming back right now, but I think it's usually like mid-February. So
I thought it was March.
no, they go through March. But anyway, so you saw the finale,
Yeah, I saw bits.
yeah. what'd you think? Briefly. Well, all right. Well, before we go any further,
like the
before we
fact
go
that
any further,
it's
spoiler
vegan.
alert.
Yes.
As you just be caught up with
Oh yeah.
this half season episodes 1 through 8 of season 7. Go
Spoiler
ahead.
alert: the fat bitch dies.
Okay. And,
Otherwise,
What a spoiler alert.
otherwise,
and the skinny white dude died too. But go ahead.
and otherwise that I do not like that Negan is shaved. I like Negan bearded.
You like your men bearded?
I like
I'm
my
bearded.
Negans with a beard.
Yeah.
My Negan's with my beard. Carl is still Carl.
Yeah.
Rick is still a little bitch. For this
Well,
last season.
actually,
Dude,
you know
Bruno
the
bitch since season 1?
no, Bruno.
No.
Bruno.
I don't watch
Bruno.
You don't watch
Bruno.
the show, so don't talk.
Yeah.
about it.
Watch their time,
That
please.
sucks.
Okay. So he don't like The Walking Dead. Fuck him.
No.
I'm just waiting for
but
Game of
okay,
Thrones.
but you know, at the end of the
You watch Game
episode,
of Thrones, right?
Game of Thrones also sucks.
no, I don't care
Leave
for
the
Game of
fucking room.
Thrones.
Yo, leave the fucking room.
I don't really care. Walking Dead, in my opinion, is better. But the
What
only thing
the
I don't like the network
fuck?
though. I don't like AMC. I'm not a fan
You
of AMC.
pick magic dragons and titties over fucking zombies?
And titties,
You pick
covered titties, but
no. What? Get the fuck.
not that's one disadvantage. Disadvantage covered
Wait.
titties.
You just
Advantage.
said The Walking Dead's better. What do you mean? You mean
You pick zombies over titties and
There you
dragons
go.
and magic?
No. You see, you
And sword
worded it
fighting?
funny. See, you twist my words around now. All right, look, we're not talking about Game of Thrones right now. Look, we're talking about Walking Dead. It's not about preference. So, as far as basically what happened in the end, what's it called?
The fucking snitch guy, the guy who was trying to double cross them, he gets his guts cut out.
Okay, and then the fat bitch died.
And the fat bitch died
Yeah.
randomly. Like the bitch was like,
But
she was gonna shoot Susie.
Rosita.
What's
But
her name? Rosita.
Rosita is the character's name. Oh,
Oh,
what's
I call her Susie Crabgrass because she played Susie
the
Crabgrass.
actress played
Uh,
Susie Crabgrass.
Yeah, Susie Crabgrass is a friend of the show.
Just like Jay-Z.
She's so. I had a crush on her when she was on Ned's Declassified, so everyone had it.
What was the other girl?
Mosley, yeah. You okay? Whatever. Preference, whatever. But so she was about to die because she shot Negan.
Yeah.
And then this is the part where I don't understand. The fucking bullet hits the bat. Like
Well, because the idea was that the bullet
I'm
was
turning that shit off.
the,
No,
the bullet was
that's
it was
fucking dumb.
manufactured sloppily.
I don't care if I shoot you. The bullet's supposed to go
She
straight.
shot at him.
It's supposed to go straight, not to the fucking. He raised his
John.
He raised his bat up
Yeah.
like it was some fucking protector thing. And yo, let's try that shit in real life and see if that works.
Okay, make a bullet. You make a bullet first, and we'll do that.
Okay, and
And
you
you
get the
test
bat,
it.
and I'll shoot you.
No, other way around.
No,
No, you want to talk a big game? We'll try it.
there's more of you in this country.
There's more mics in this country.
Yeah,
I know what you were saying. That's not right.
Mics that are white?
There's more.
Fuck.
You see, this is just
Thank
This is
you.
just population control
Ding-ding-ding-ding.
on John's end.
Telling you, it
But-
doesn't make sense first, but it comes around full
but-
circle afterwards.
But in the end, so I mean, he did meet with Maggie at the hilltop, and it was kind of cool because they had like a little bit of like a reunion. So you had Daryl, you had Rosita, you had Tara. Did I say Tara? I don't even remember.
yeah, sure.
Rick and all all the people there. So,
So
now
the double crosser guy is dead basically, and the fat bitch is dead.
yeah,
was the fat bitch important?
Spencer and Olivia
Was
are
the fat
gone.
bitch important in any way?
She managed the inventory, and she was kind of like a babysitter. So
No one
was she a
cares.
fighter?
Oh, okay, no one cares.
No,
Oh,
but-
shit's okay. We'll find some other bitch to babysit. All right, and count shit. Yeah, that was not hard. Yo, I was telling you earlier, if you guys want a laugh, 60 minutes of just pure laughter, watch Love and Hip Hop. It is the funniest shit ever. Ever. It's just a bunch of buffoonery and fuck, how do you get on the clock? Because I don't know. There we go, perfect. And I'm thinking of other shows that we can watch. Yo, you ever watch Power?
No, I didn't watch Power, John.
You never
You
watch
see,
Power?
all right, No, we're
It's executive produced by 50 Cent. It's
John,
basically about a drug dealer.
you're not getting shout outs from Power if that's what you want.
50 Cent's also a friend of the show, but I'll show you a trailer of it.
Not
You'll
you,
like
the
it.
audience,
You should
but
like it.
Bruno, and Bruno's just sitting half dead.
Fans, if you're listening to, if you're not fans, listeners, if you're listening to it, you're always fucking hungry every time I see you.
Yeah, but how could you be so hungry and so fat at the same time?
God, damn.
Sorry,
Why you
Bruno.
doing him like that though?
Sorry, Bruno, but it had
Why you doing him like that?
Fucking insult.
You could have said that
man.
well, maybe you have a thyroid issue and he can't be fixed, asshole.
Since when did you start defending Bruno? I don't even want to hear that from
Because
you.
he told me I wasn't nice, so I'm being nice. 2017, new me.
New year, new me.
Hey.
That was pretty good what you just did. I wish we were recording.
No, all right. So, all right, and that's our little beeper. That means that we're done here. So I think we're gonna have to wrap
Peace,
that up.
bye.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's do.
Guys, bye.
All right. So if you're listening this far, I mean, thank you, because that's probably tough enough listening to us for as long as you did. I mean, honestly, I haven't even listened like for 5 minutes
right,
straight
everybody's
because
bored.
I get headachy listening to myself.
You know, it feels like forever since we've done this.
Well, because I went on
Well,
vacation
it's been
for a
6
week.
weeks. Well, yeah, like a little.
Oh yeah,
more.
thank you.
That's
Oh, you
true.
came back. I talked to Trump.
Oh yeah, you didn't get deported. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I talked to Trump, so he said you're cool.
Yeah. All
So-
right. Good job, Bruno. All
Yeah.
right. So.
We're coming back.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
So
coming back, dog.
follow us on Twitter, MikeCheck_12. John
Jade the Don 718 and
on Twitter, and as far as the
Bruno,
other one, the CC Sound guy.
Let him know what kind of a fuck job he's been doing lately.
Yeah, because I'm talking into a sock, for Christ's sakes.
Seriously.
I fucking.
This is gonna be the artwork. That's gonna be the artwork
Yeah.
for you.
Okay. Great. And I'm just.
this
Oh,
week.
God damn it.
And yet you're playing with the sock. So there you go.
Well, yeah, the sock I've been using as like a little like thing to fidget with through the.
Is this one of your jerk off
so.
socks, by the way? I just want to.
No, it's
Oh
not.
shit! I just. Oh,
All right.
Fuck this.
I'm ending.
All right,
Yeah,
People
we're ending
use
the
socks.
we're ending the episode. Thank you, John. All right. If you have any questions,
I just
email
wanna
us.
expose Mike.
Email us at the.
The oh no,
no.
not the
Certainly Cynical
podcast
at-
gmail.com.
Very good. And
I just want to close off by saying my life matters to me, especially to my bitches. Peace.
are you happy with how you ended that?
Yeah, that was a little.
All right,
that
you know
was
what?
the best quote ever.
Tune in next week. We'll hopefully be back and without socks the next time. So peace out.
Peace.